Coming up on Mountain News this morning, donations continue to come into our region more than 4 months after the flood. And first responders in one state will now have the ability to help patients before an ambulance even arrives.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News this morning.
Good morning to you. 6:03 here. I'm Dakota Makris. Thanks so much for waking up with us on this Friday morning. And let's head over to Brandon for a look at our forecast. And Brandon, you have a really focused look on your face.
I was trying to make sure that we were floating enough to get us out of the newscast on time. So
well, you know, hey.
Hey, it's one of his first times producing the morning.
I've done the weekday before, but the morning, it's its own beast.
Morning is definitely a different beast. So, all right, let's take a look and see what we got going on this morning across our region. We're taking a look first at the camera network. Pikeville over at US 119, US 23. Looks like they've switched the camera angle around just a little bit there, pointing more toward US 119, but you can still see the intersection. Some light traffic and chilly. 31 over there this morning, some 20s in parts of Southwest Virginia and even parts of Eastern Kentucky there. 21 Clintwood, 23 Jonesville, 25 Hazard and Manchester, but almost 40 in Monticello, Williamsburg, and Logan this morning. Temperatures actually going the opposite direction. So again, a little extra regardless. Anything below 40 is still cold, and then max warming needed for those areas in the 20s. If you're going to grab a donut or some kind of other breakfast sandwich to get out the door this morning, you're going to see temperatures climb, but clouds also increase as we head through the first part of your Friday. Dakota?
All right, Brendan, thank you. A group from Indiana was in Knott County yesterday delivering supplies to their new neighbors, truckload after truckload. Our Olivia Calfee was there.
Sometimes our neighbors don't live on our street. Sometimes they live 7 hours away.
And it's our obligation to take care of each other.
Joe Scott and his family live in Tippecanoe, Indiana, but became connected to Hindman, Kentucky after purchasing their bird dog from the area months ago. Keeping in touch with people in the area, they were saddened to hear about the flood.
We knew the storms had happened, and like most people around, we thought, well, everything's handled.
After seeing a post on Facebook that people still needed help, the Scott family and their church gathered some supplies and delivered them, seeing the devastation for the first time.
And Pastor Buford took us for a drive to show us the devastation. And my son was with us at the time, and he said that we got to do more. And he said, I want to fill a semi-truck and bring down.
Back to Indiana on a mission, making flyers, collecting donations, and in 3 weeks' time, they hit the road once more.
And everybody got together and started helping us to get donations to fill this semi-truck. Well, it went from 1 truck to 3 trucks. When there's a need, God will provide. And there was a need here.
Thanks to a connection that began with the bird dog, was led by faith, and strengthened by the flood.
In the Bible, it says we take care of our neighbors, and we feel the people of Kentucky are our neighbors, and we wanted to help them out in any way we could.
From strangers to neighbors, no matter the distance. In Knott County, Olivia Calfee, WYMT Mountain News.
Well, the Knott County Disaster Recovery Team has been working with Scott and his crew. If you still need help replacing items in your home or getting your home repaired, you can visit knottcountyrising.org and fill out the survey. More than $10 million in federal funding will help repair damaged water lines in Breathitt, Knott, and Letcher counties. The money will come from the Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act, commonly referred to as the Bipartisan Infrastructure Law. The Division of Abandoned Mine Lands will restore water to more than 3,600 homes in those 3 counties. New flood-related numbers were announced by Governor Andy Beshear yesterday during his Team Kentucky update. The governor said Kentucky state parks are currently housing 154 people. That number is down from 360 people housed on September 1st. Well, there are 675 people in travel trailers, and 325 travel trailers are on site in 10 different locations. The governor said the Team Eastern Kentucky Flood Relief Fund has raised more than $12.4 million. And more than 41,000 people have donated. Well, several schools across the region were damaged or destroyed by the flood, with faculty and staff in these schools losing valuable equipment needed to teach. Our Alyssa Williams was in Knott County to learn more about how one school is managing to recover and to see the help they have received.
The Knott County Area Technical Center serves the vocational students of Knott County Central High School, but July's flood left many wondering how these vocational programs would continue.
The bottom level that housed our shop areas had 6 or 7 feet of water in them. Classrooms are on a little higher level. They had 3 to 4 feet of water in them. So we lost everything inside the ATC. And when I say everything, I mean everything.
With the building inoperable, ATC classes are now being held inside vacant areas of Knott County Central High School, like storage areas and even old locker rooms.
We're making do. We're doing the best we can. I've got a great staff, got really good teachers that are working really hard to do the best that we can for our students.
And on Thursday, the ATC received a donation from the Louisville-based organization SOS to help their vocational programs.
Well, luckily they reached out and wanted to donate computers to our school so that our students can have that technology back and be able to utilize it for all of the classes at the ATC.
SOS donated 100 computers to the ATC and plan to donate 100 more in the next few weeks.
I mean, technology is very expensive, so to be offered a donation like that, it's overwhelming. It's heartwarming.
Providing valuable technology and hope to ATC students and staff.
We're in a mess like everybody else, but we're going to get through it. We will persevere.
In Knott County, Alyssa Williams, WYMT Mountain News.
Well, our sister station in Louisville, Wave News, spoke with SOS representatives yesterday about the donation. Those with SOS say this is a perfect example of everyone working together to help people recover from disasters long after it is headline news. Well, a Southwest Virginia law enforcement agency recently participated in a buy-bust operation. The Dickinson County Sheriff's Office worked with the 29th Circuit Narcotics Task Force. The buy-bust operation spanned 3 months after police received leads of illegal drug trafficking into Dickinson County from Indianapolis, Indiana. Deputies said the subject of the bust was delivering more than $11,000 in drugs to a distributor in the county every 2 weeks. Police arrested a person of interest from Indiana and recovered meth, other drugs, and 2 guns. The street value of the drugs totaled more than $50,000. And everyone knows when an ambulance arrives, a patient's chance of surviving increases drastically. Well, this week, EMTs in West Virginia began receiving med bags for their personal cars. This will give first responders the ability to begin treating a patient before the ambulance arrives. The bags contain almost everything an ambulance has to. EMTs used to only be able to purchase them themselves at a significant cost. Now, through the governor's EMS Workforce Initiative, they gifted a bag to each EMT in the state and did so also through the CARES Act.
EMS personnel save lives every day when they're on the rig, but they also sometimes come on the scene of an accident, or they're at a high school gym, or they're in their backyard and their neighbor has an accident. So they are able to quickly grab this and be able to, essentially, you're right, save lives.
Each bag cost about $300, and the state is in the process of handing these out to first responders statewide.
Well, the forecast this morning not looking too bad, but a little on the colder side. Let's take a look at those temperatures once again. 20s and 30s out there, but even Clintwood is up to 22. We're getting close to 40 out near Monticello. We've got 30s in London and Somerset now. It's still 25 in in Hazard and Manchester. Jackson 34. Both big sandy cities on our map, Pikeville and Prestonsburg in the 30s, and then Ashland at 26 this morning. Winds coming in from the south, so that's why those temperatures are actually going up instead of down this morning. Not a lot of wind speed, but I wanted to show you why those temperatures were actually climbing instead of going down like they typically do this time of the day. Chilly conditions out there this morning. We'll see the clouds continue to build in as we head deeper in the day. I do think we still get into the upper 50s for daytime highs, even with the cloud cover this afternoon. Dakota?
All right, Brendan, thank you so much. It's 6:12. When we come back here on Mountain News this morning, Kentucky's First Lady provides an update on the Eastern Kentucky Toy Drive for kids impacted by flooding. Stay with us.